Hi, everybody. Weather extra time, and I don't want to talk about heat and humidity anymore. I'm done with it. Done. So what's on your playlist right now, by the way? I was playing, this is what I was doing. What was I? I've been listening to the Hard Rock station in Huntsville the last couple of days, and I went with a little Zeppelin today. I don't know, I was feeling Zeppelin. I was feeling a little hard rocky because I was like, I don't know, I was trying to toughen myself up because I can't take the heat and the humidity anymore. No, I'm okay. It's not that bad. For some of you, daily routine goes on. For others of you, it's been enough, right? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days in a row now, we've been 90 plus. But today was a little different, right? I don't know if you were out and about this afternoon. Obviously, if you don't like the heat and humidity, you were probably packing it in inside. But I had to be outside. I had to walk my dogs outside, and I had to get in the truck and come to work. And it felt a little bit more today, right? And that's because heat index values were a little bit higher today. The actual air temperature was a little bit higher. And yeah, I feel like today and tomorrow play out to be the two hottest and most humid days of the entire week. Still pretty hot Thursday, and it doesn't go away completely for Friday and the weekend, but the temperatures are going to come down just because we're going to have a little bit more cloud cover and rainfall across the area. So, but yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point now. I mean, today, high temperatures today, I think 96 Shoals, 96 Decatur, 95 Huntsville, 93 Fayetteville, 94 Fort Payne. That's off the top of my head. So, I mean, it's not like we're not like just brushing 90. We're like crushing 90 every single day. That's a big difference. What's up, D? Good evening, Jeff. You had shrimp tacos today? Way better than what I had. I had a hamburger. Not the same. I did not do tacos for Taco Tuesday. We always do tacos together. What am I doing? Adam, what's up? Fort Payne in the house says it's a very warm and humid night, and you are right on. Angela saying hello. Hi, Angela. Good to see you. I'm sorry you don't have any AC at work. I saw your post today or your comment. That's not good. Like, how do you not have AC at work? You got to talk to somebody about this. Who do I have to call for that about this? Jameson, what's up, man? Jameson, hey again, Jeff. Priceville is in the house. Also, can you put together a snow graphic just for laughs? Sure, but you know what's funny about that? Let's talk about snow for just a moment. And you're thinking, what is he going with? So, over the weekend, if you were watching Saturday and Sunday, I talked about this. So there's this frontal boundary, like in the Central Plains, okay? East of that frontal boundary, it's like game on summer, really hot. I mean, up in Maine today, they were hitting 100 degrees. Boston had a high temperature today of 102. Why is that significant? It's the warmest recorded temperature in the month of June since records have been kept back in like 1863 or something like that. It's crazy. But on the back side of the front, on the left side, so to speak, or the west, it's not so much in the desert, but up in the northwest corner of the U.S., like in Idaho and Montana, it was so cold it was snowing there this weekend. Happy summer to them, right? 4,000 or 5,000 elevation, you go up in the higher mountainous areas, and they were picking up snow, accumulating snow. And there's like a big concern because this time of year, I don't know, I couldn't remember the name of them over the weekend, but there's these like backpacker people who go up there and they have a specific name. And they had to put out special weather statements just for those people. I don't know how they're going to get that information because they're backpacking the trails and mountains of Montana. But there was a real concern with temperatures dropping back into the 20s at night. And it was this weekend and it was supposed to be summer and it was snowing there. So technically, I can't make a snow graphic for here. But over the weekend, I could have made a snow graphic for the mountains of Montana and Idaho. Crazy, right? Just goes to show you weird things happen in weather, not just here, just about everywhere else. Let me pull up these graphics. I'm going to cycle through them. So that's your current temperatures right now. I mean, it's, almost 10 o'clock at night. We're still 80 plus in many locations. That's really warm. No relief at night at all. It's like we focus on the high temperatures so much, but give some love to the overnight lows, too, where you just don't get any relief. I mean, it's 80 degrees until midnight, and we're 90 by 10 a.m. I mean, there's a very small window that we're not 80 or higher overnight, and that's usually when most of us are sleeping, unless you're having a really, really good Tuesday night and you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning for some reason. Or maybe you get up for work at that time. Do you like the cha-cha-cha thing going on, huh? All right, I got you, buddy. I got you. All right, let me try to get graphics. So feel like temperatures. And this is what is just crazy to me, is it still feels like 95 degrees in Florence and 95 in Fayetteville and 90 in Huntsville. That's just ridiculous, everybody. That's just not right. So heat advisory in place all the way through Thursday. Now, I know it goes through Thursday, but your hottest day is going to be tomorrow. It won't be as, how do I want to say this? It's still going to be gross on Thursday, but not as gross. Is that the right way to say that? I don't really know where to go with this, but it won't feel quite as bad because the temperature won't be quite as hot on Thursday, okay? So what I do is I put this graphic together. This is your temps and your heat index values for tomorrow between 1 and 6 p.m., and I based it on Huntsville, but you get the gist. If you're outside of Huntsville, it's going to be about the same. So there's your temperatures, mid-90s, and then your feel-like temperatures are on the purple box, which goes all the way up to 104, and it has it as high as 107, which I would not be shocked. That does actually make sense. And that's why tomorrow, I think, plays out to be the grossest day of them all with the combination of heat and humidity. So 3-day forecast, why I think Thursday won't quite be as high is because the actual air temperature will be 94 instead of 98. I dare say cooler, but it will be cooler, but 94 is still pretty hot. But because we have a little higher chance for showers and storms in the afternoon, that would mean more cloud cover, and that would allow us to maybe hit the brakes on the rising temperatures through the morning, and we wouldn't keep rising till 3 or 4 in the afternoon. We may hit the brakes at 2, and that's why you stop at 94. Friday, 92, still really humid, and once again, a real good chance of storms in the afternoon. And if they pop around noon, which is what we're thinking, that would stop the temperature around 92 at noon, and then you pick up some storms and rain, and it doesn't go any higher, okay? And I put the weekend forecast in because a lot of you asking me about weekend plans for Saturday and Sunday. I completely understand. You want to get out there and do your thing. I understand. So based on forecast runs today on a Tuesday, it favors the afternoon hours for scattered thunderstorms both days. At any time, whether you have a storm tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, they are going to be tremendous rainmakers, probably some lightning with them, dangerous lightning, cloud-to-ground lightning, and there could be some winds that gust up to 40, maybe even 50 miles an hour, especially this weekend. If you are out like trying to do a little fishing, you're on the boat, or you just keep an eye on the radar, because when these storms pop, they could pop right overhead, and they're going to have a lot of lightning right away. We have had that for the past 4 nights, okay? So just be safe if you're outside. And with the clouds and the rain in the forecast for the weekend, again, not a complete washout with the afternoons favoring the rainfall, that should keep temperatures around 90 degrees. Still hot, but about where we should be for this time of year, and not the really gaudy 96s and 97s that we have out there today, and we could very well have tomorrow with high temperatures in the upper 90s. So it's like, I don't know, it's not like a huge improvement. There's no fall-like feel coming your way, but at least the temperature trend is down. The problem is the temperature trend going down on that 10-day forecast is a lot of the reason of it is because of clouds and rainfall. Next Monday and Tuesday, still more rain in the forecast, and that's actually going to be like a little low pressure along the Gulf Coast, which backtracks up into our area. That will bring more clouds and rain. And if it's one of those things where it rains most of the day on Monday, Tuesday, that 88 and 87 is too high. So it could be like 84, 85, but it will be a rainy day. That's the trade-off. If you hide the sun behind the clouds and you pop some rain, it makes it hard to be hot, but it usually means rain's in the forecast, right? Adam, what says, I'm ready for more rain to cool some of this off. There you go. You're tired of the heat and humidity already, and we're only in day 5 of summer. Oh, no. Got a long way to go. Kaylee, hey, good to see you on. Hope all's well. Adam, I'm not even in July yet. Makes you wonder how August will be for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think time will tell. You know, I can guarantee one thing in the Tennessee Valley for summer, it's going to be hot and humid. The question is, how often is it hot and how often is it humid? And is it really grossness, or is it just like hit 90 and feel like 100? That's an everyday thing in the Tennessee Valley. But when you go like 95, 97, feel like 107, that's a little bit more ramped up. And then when you have those days that are like 100, feel like 110, 113, that's excessive. So you're going to be hot and humid. We'll see what August has to play out. And I will say this, today and tomorrow play out very similar of a more typical end of July, August kind of feel, not the end of June kind of feel. So we're getting maybe a sneak peek at them ahead of time. Angela says, I'm so over summer. I don't like the heat. Oh, boy. Yeah, a long way to go. Summer just started. Happy summer. It'll go by fast. Next thing you know, we'll be talking about pumpkins and pumpkin spice lattes and PSLs. What do they call those? Pumpkin spice lattes? Yeah. Pumpkins. You'll be carving pumpkins, and Halloween will be right around the corner, and there'll be a chill in the air, and you'll put your hoodies back on, and you'll forget all about this in a couple months. We're almost there. Almost there. Regina says, wow, that is crazy. Hi from Hartselle. Regina, hello from Hartselle. I do this because Hartselle has heart. I saw the sign in Main Street. I go to Hartselle all the time. I love Hartselle. I love the little Main Street right there. And they got all these cool little restaurants. And it's just so cool there. Big fan of Hartselle. I go there quite a bit. I can't say, but one of my favorite restaurants is there. And it's really close to the train station. D says, the Donner Party? Question mark with a big smiley face. I like that. Adam, did you see what I did? And Adam, you know what? I'm going to talk about that. It's a great segue. It's a very unfortunately sad segue. But he brought up what happened today in South Carolina. And this is exactly what I just was talking about for weekend plans with lightning. So all these families were at this lake in South Carolina. Storm popped up overhead and had a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning. People were left scurrying, and I do believe your numbers are correct. 18 people were struck by lightning, and 12 of them were children because they got caught off guard because there was storms that were going to fire up in the afternoon. They went to the lake, and they did not react quick enough. And that's what can happen with your outdoor plans. A lot of times you're out there on a Saturday at 2 o'clock and you're like, wow, this is sunny, it's great, I'm gonna jump in the pool. And then all of a sudden, 2:15, there's a big old cloud over your head and it's producing lightning and rainfall. Out of the pool, try to get yourself safe as fast as possible. And I don't know how much lead time they had or anything like that. I don't know if they kind of dallied and didn't move quick enough. That's not me to judge. But it just goes to show you how quickly things can turn, especially if you're on a lake and a pool, if you're trying to do some fishing on the shore. Just want to be safe, everybody, that's all. But very sad, though. Very sad for sure. Kelly says, I like this weather, just wish the rain would stay away. Yep, there's somebody who likes the heat and humidity. It happens. Yep, it's okay. 10-day forecast is up. If you have any questions, just ask me. Lenz Jackson, too hot for me. Yeah, for a lot of people, to be honest with you. It all comes down to personal preference, of course. Some people like summer, some people like winter. But the most important thing in summertime and in winter too, but know your threshold of where you feel comfortable, okay? I mean, I driving today and I'm seeing all this construction work and I'm looking at the workers out there and they're just baking out there. And they don't have a choice, they gotta be outside. But if you don't work outside, you have that choice to either be in with the AC or be outside and enjoy some sun. I'm like in moderation outside during patterns like this where I like to be outside a little bit. And then when I start to get uncomfortable, I just go inside to AC. That's it. That's all you can do. Kelly says, Apollo said, hey, so to watch the weather and not, hey, Jeff, mommy said I can watch the weather and not go to bed yet. Oh, Apollo gets to stay up late and watch the weather? That's awesome. I love this. I feel like it's a little reckless though. But that's okay. If Apollo wants to talk weather, we talk weather. Daniel's not on today. Daniel's almost 10, and he loves weather too, Sarah's son. He loves weather. He'll talk all day about weather. I love it. He wants to know what the radar is going to say. He wants to know all that stuff. Kaylee says, definitely didn't tell him, but love seeing how interested he is in the same thing as me. Yes, Kaylee's very big into weather too. She loves weather. Yeah, I think it's great. I've mentioned this many times. I used to do school visits all the time. Up in Rhode Island. I haven't done as many here, but it's always like that. Like when you go to a school visit for like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, it's like, son, what do you like best? I like snow, stuff like that. But then when you get to that age of like 8 to like 14 and they start to have an interest in the weather, that's a little bit more serious and they're asking like really cool questions. I used to go to school visits like middle schools and stuff, and the questions that they would ask me were awesome, and you could see in their eyes how excited they were. And I wish when I was a kid that I had meteorology classes when I was in junior high or high school. I didn't have that. They do now, though. Almost every school I've ever done a school visit at has at least one part of the semester or a quarter that they do focused on weather and science. It's really awesome. I think it's fantastic. I think it's very cool. Hi, Laura Lee. Check on your neighbors, especially the older folks, and make sure they're doing okay in this heat. That is great advice. I love it. Make sure your pets are safe. Had a really cool picture of Lark today. I don't know if y'all saw it on my Facebook page. I put it on air too. Lark is this really cute corgi that was in the pool today. A kiddie pool, mind you. But check on the pets. Make sure that if you go outside, you wear light colored clothing. Drink plenty of water, obviously. Pull it back in the shade if you have to. If you don't go inside, just get out of this direct sunlight. I mean, there's a lot. I always say is, staying safe during the heat is so many common sense things, and know when you want to go inside. Don't overdo it. If you are a construction worker, if you're a roofer and you're on a roof trying to work in these conditions, obviously you got to take a break and pull it back for a little while. But this is the best. You know who's on right now? The best name ever, and her last name really is Weatherman.
That's awesome.
Vicky Weatherman. Vicky and I have chatted many times before. She says, my name is real. And I believe you, Vicky. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. Kaylee says, he's 4 and will talk your head off about tornadoes, hurricanes, and he has like 6 books and he likes to read them. I love it. I think it's great. 4 years old. Start him young. Before even kindergarten. Get him into weather. I love it. Ab says, never fails. Every summer, even on a hot day, you always see where a child or pet has been left in a hot car. Yeah, those are the really sad stories, and those are the things that we're trying to prevent for sure. And we don't want that to happen. Like I said, it's unfortunate. It does happen, but heat and humidity are the real thing. I mean, for some people, it's a big, big impact in their lives. For others, not so much. But for some, yeah, and obviously things like that you want to avoid for sure. No doubt about that. Definitely want to avoid stuff like that. So that's your 10-day. I'm going to pop it up so you can see it full. Again, if you're making any plans for the weekend, watch out for those afternoon storms, heavy rain, some lightning, and some gusty winds. Low pressure next week along the Gulf Coast. We'll bring some rain for Monday, Tuesday. Might be able to take it out for Wednesday, but we'll leave it in for now. And then it looks like Thursday and Friday, the end of the following week, looks like we'll dry out again. Keep in mind, too, I know it's only 20, 30, 30 for the next 3 days, but if we do pop a storm tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday, there'll be some gusty winds with those, for sure, and a lot of lightning, too. So, all right. I have a 10 o'clock newscast to be part of. Can't wait to do that. And we'll have more updates on the weather. Eric Burke is back tomorrow morning. He'll have the very latest. Might have to watch out for a little patchy fog, too, tomorrow morning. I did not mention that. And he may be tracking just a little bit of fog out there tomorrow morning for the commute. But other than that, he's going to talk about what I talked about all day today, too. And that's the heat, the humidity, and the impacts that it will have on you for Wednesday, okay? Everybody have a fantastic night. Try to stay cool. We'll talk again soon.